How reliable is a cell phone when calling 911 in a dead zone? Why is drinking urine a horrible idea? Hypothermia is more likely when your character drinks what beverage? What sounds like a woman screaming in the forest? Learn about all of this and more on today's episode. Welcome to Writing Rule with Allie, the Fiction Writer's weekly inspiration station for rural life and lifestyles, from historical to post-apocalyptic, helping you bring your rural stories to life. I'm Allie. This is episode number 97, 5 Survival Misconceptions. Stick around to the end to find out all the ways things could possibly go wrong in your story. Now, let's get into this. There are all kinds of survival myths and misunderstandings. Well-intended but very wrong advice, and sometimes outright lies. This is a 5-part series that will help you write realistic survival scenarios, or at least let your characters give good advice. Or argue if the advice is bad. That could be fun too. So, without further ado, number 1. Cell phones are reliable to call 911 even when there is no signal. While it is a well-known fact that cell phones can call 911, at least here in the United States as of the time that I am recording this in 2025, without having a service carrier, most people do not realize there still has to be a tower close enough to get signal. While some rural areas have cell phone signal, many do not. So, what happens if there is no signal? Simply put, you have entered the dead zone. Now, I know many people are under the false impression that police will have cell signals, so other phones will work. That's not true. If they have a satellite phone, they'll be able to get signal. If they do not, they'll have to go somewhere where there is signal, or they will not have it. I know this because I have lived in dead zones many times. In fact, last year, when I had to call an ambulance to get to my father faster than I could, they still had to drive out of the dead zone to get signal to let anyone know what was going on. It is also something that we experienced when our home burned down. Now, personally, I have been able to get signal within 5 miles of the last signal, but this can be spotty, and how dense the foliage is makes a difference too. I know many people that will drive a few miles down a dirt road to park and make phone calls and text so that they have signal. Also, on top of hills has the best potential for signals, and in the wintertime is also the best for signals, as the tree leaves are not in the way. Yes, that really happens. Number 2, screaming will always attract help. We have all heard the saying, no one can hear you scream. If your characters are far from homes, roads, or buildings, this is very likely true. According to Google, if your character is in a grassy prairie, a scream can be heard for up to a mile, but in the forest, it can only be heard for half a mile or less. If your characters are in a rural setting, it is unlikely anyone will be around to hear them scream. It is far more likely that the predators will hear them. Bears, mountain lions, wolves, and more will likely come to check out the sound. It is easy for a predator to mistake screams for help as screams of distress that an animal would make when injured, and they could attack your character. Moreover, if your characters are trying to escape bad guys, they don't want to draw the attention of the bad guys. That's just characters being dumb. No one wants a dumb character. Fun side note. Do you know what in the forest sounds like a woman screaming? If you guess a Labrador Retriever, you're wrong. Yes, it's a mountain lion. Yes, they can make a sound that sounds a lot like a woman screaming. I know people who swear it sounds exactly like a woman screaming. This is misleading to the bad guys, or even the good guys if they rush in to help. Number 3, drinking urine is safe. I can only assume this one was born out of sheer desperation for a drink when someone was dying of dehydration. Otherwise, ew. This one is very straightforward. Urine contains toxins and other waste your body is trying to get rid of. If it is ingested, it's basically condensed toxins, and it puts a strain on the kidneys. To top this off, every single person I have ever met that was, let's call it, not bright enough not to try this one, said that they immediately vomited, most without ever being able to swallow it. According to research, if a person can keep it down, not many can, it can cause gastrointestinal issues and diarrhea. All of those things would make your character dehydrate faster. Long story short, unless you're torturing your poor characters, maybe don't do this one. Number 4, fire is only for warmth. If you're a city person, I can kind of understand why you might think this. Most people talk about this in a way to stay warm or make s'mores. In reality, fire can and should be used for more. First, boiling water kills bacteria in the water. Your characters do not want to get sick with pathogens that cause them to vomit and poop themselves at the same time. This can quickly lead to dehydration. Second, it's a great way to cook. If your character can catch meat, this will cook it. In real life, if a person has never hunted before, it's highly unlikely that they will get meat, and that's okay. They can boil dandelion greens to get the bitterness out of the leaves so that they can eat the leaves. They can make pine needle tea or clover tea. Hot drinks are a great way to warm up in the cold. You can get creative with this one. Lastly, fire will help your characters keep predators away at night. Most predators do not like fire. Is that always the case? No, but it is true enough of the time that even the people who teach survival classes teach this as a way to stay safe at night. Number 5. Drinking alcohol to stay warm. I know many people, my stepfather, several uncles, and one grandfather, who swore by this. That means there will be characters who believe this too. The thing is, they're all flat out wrong. You see, when a person consumes alcohol, their blood vessels dilate and it increases blood flow to the skin. And this tricks the brain into believing that the body is warmer than it really is. To top it off, the blood flowing back from the skin surface will be cooler. And this cools the body's core temperature faster than a person who did not consume alcohol. A lower temperature risks hypothermia. I have a full episode on hypothermia if you'd like to learn more. Another thing is that alcohol is a diuretic. Diuretic in pill forms are commonly referred to as water pills. This means it causes the body to lose fluids quickly. This can lead to dehydration if the fluids are not quickly replaced with more, and I do not mean more alcohol. Lastly, alcohol causes impaired judgment and lack of coordination. We all know this is true, and the more a person drinks, the worse the impairment can be. This is downright dangerous in a survival situation. Your character is in more danger in cold climates and in dangerous terrain, or frankly, from falling into the fire, off of the cliff, or just falling in general. There are far more things that could happen because of impairment than I have the time to list in this episode. Let your imagination run wild with that one. One quick reminder before we get to all the ways things could possibly go wrong in your story. If you are enjoying this content, I hope you will check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. I have lots of rule gems and stories that you will not find anywhere else. Links in the description. And now for everyone's favorite part, what could possibly go wrong? Likely to go wrong. Your character is lost and needs water. They remember seeing on a survival show that they can drink their pee. They try it and immediately vomit. Also likely to go wrong. Your character heard screams will bring help. They scream for help, screaming so long that they lose their voice. Possible to go wrong. Your character tries to call 911 in a dead zone, only to find their cell phones don't work there, and they are on their own. Also possible to go wrong. Your character is drinking alcohol thinking it will keep them warm. However, it lowers their body's temperature, and with their impaired judgment, they do not realize it is so cold. They soon have hypothermia. If not treated quickly, this could be deadly. Unlikely to go wrong. Your character doesn't realize that their survival fire can be used to heat up drinks, and instead eat snow to stay hydrated. This lowers the body's temperature and causes hypothermia. Also unlikely to go wrong. Your character doesn't know most predators are scared of fire and do not use it at night. In the night, a wolf pack comes into their camp. This could be deadly. Improbable, but technically still in the realm of possibilities. Your character has a tire blowout on an old dirt road and slides into the ditch, getting stuck. They think screaming will help draw attention. However, the only attention they attract is that of a mountain lion. They are left hiding in their car from a hungry mountain lion. Also improbable, but still technically in the realm of possibilities. Your character thinks drinking alcohol will keep them warm. They get drunk and fall into the fire, lighting themselves on fire. This could be deadly. Thanks for listening. Until next time, happy wordsmithing!